So I'm continuing my playthrough of Seven Pines from the Civil War Brigade series. We're still on the first day. It's May 31st, but it's 6 p.m. and this is turn 11. And I'm showing a picture here that's kind of giving an overview of what we see happening. And you can note that Hooker's coming into play. He is the 2nd Division of the 3rd Corps. He is in the center of the picture. I have him marked, and he's in column formation coming in on this road. And he's going to be adding, I mean, you can see all of those units. Those brigades are large, and they are going to really bolster that defense at Seven Pines. Also, we now see that Longstreet coming in from the south, hitting that flank at Seven Pines, is starting to get into position here. And he's got 2 brigades leading in the front coming up the road, but they are in line formation. The brigades and the artillery behind are still along the road, and they are in column formation. But you see there, Longstreet is the commander of the right wing, and for this battle, even though he's known as being a pretty good commander, this was not his greatest day. So he's a 0. So he'll tend to have a corps attack stoppage, probably fairly easy. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But you can see with D.H. Hill, he's in the center left along the Williamsburg Road, and there's a fairly big gap because Couch and Casey have kind of pulled back from the redoubts. So but there's still a strong defense there at Fair Oaks Station for the Confederates and Seven Pines for the Union. That brings turn 11 to a close. We now go to turn 12. It's May 31st, 1862, 6:30. And the noteworthy thing that happened here is Huger finally decided to implement his orders. So he was initially capturing the intersection, but now he is going to go, I believe, to join the attack on Seven Pines. In my picture, I'm mostly focusing on the fighting at Fair Oaks Station. And the Union 2nd Corps finally is in excellent deployment here, and we see you get a 5-strength 2nd Corps artillery aiming at Fair Oaks Station. I mean, and they got plenty of ammunition, so they're going to be firing on that. Things do not go well for Whiting's division. In fact, Hood's brigade, which you see just to the east on the railroad of Fair Oaks Station, it gets wrecked. He maintains his position. He's a very high morale unit, but he is starting to really get some difficulties. French is one of the Union brigade. You can see there's a route marker underneath him. He's the 312. He took a lot of fire from Hood, and these guys skedaddled and get out of the way. That's kind of what you see happening here. Casey's division has minimal contact, but Rhodes' division and Palmer can fire on each other there. So that's basically what we see happening. That brings turn 12 to a close, so we'll go on to turn 13. It's May 31st, still 7 o'clock at night. And finally, the inevitable happened. General Smith of the Confederate left wing, he's the 0-rated leader in this picture. He rolls a corps attack stoppage. So now everything going down at Fair Oaks Station is going to be up in the air, and it's nighttime is coming, so things were going to kind of cool off probably anyway. But Smith moves his headquarters back a little bit along the Richmond and York Railroad, and part of the rules for corps attack stoppage is getting out from the line of fire, which means you can't be in small arms fire range. And unfortunately, Fair Oak Station is in small arms range from Dana's brigade and Richardson's, Richardson and the unit directly east of Fair Oak. So they have to abandon that position and move back into safety. So Pettigrew, you see, is back, pulled back. Hood is pulled back, and Hampton is pulled back. And so that will be interesting to watch how that situation is going to develop. And that was the main thing that happened on turn 12. So we're going to go on to turn 13. So we're going to go on to turn 14, which is 7:30 at night. And the main thing that happens here is that D.H. Hill in the center called off the attack in the center position. They are in a pretty strong position. I mean, they made progress. They control Redoubt 4, and they have control of Redoubt 3, or most of it. And so that's kind of how things are going to be. But Featherson's brigade is wrecked. It's mostly wrecked from stragglers, so overnight he'll probably be able to recover enough stragglers to get into good order again. Rhodes' brigade is also wrecked due to stragglers, so those two brigades have taken the burden of the attack, and the other two brigades in D.H. Hill's unit, Rains and Garland, also have suffered heavy damage, but they're not wrecked. So Hill's division's probably going to be ready to fight again tomorrow after they recover these stragglers. Even though it's getting toward night, Longstreet's continuing to attack, and so Wilcox's brigade ends up meeting with some Union fire and gets wrecked from this. It gets shaken and forced to retreat, and it's low ammo. So he can't fire at a 2-hex range anymore, and so that's unfortunate. Anyway, that is the way things go on turn 14, 7:30 at night. Turn 15 is 8 o'clock. Longstreet's the only commander who's continuing to attack at this point, and not much happens. There's a few exchanges, and that's about it. The Union is just trying to recover stragglers. Then on turn 16, that is turn 16 through 24, these are all night turns, so there's not a lot going on. And what's happening at night is mainly on the top of the hour, we can recover stragglers. So every 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, etc., we can try to recover stragglers for the units that are wrecked. In particular, we're concerned about. And meanwhile, General Johnston sends new orders out to General Hill. This is a divisional goal. He is now being asked again to attack and capture Seven Pines. And he'll get that order about 5:30 in the morning, right when he's having his morning coffee. So we'll see what he does with it. But because Hill is a 4-rated leader, he's going to have a better chance of implementing it. General Smith, who's a 0, is also ordered to resume his attack at Fair Oaks. He's supposed to capture that railroad station. He'll get that order at 5 a.m. also. General Smith is ordered to... He has orders already to resume his attack, but he's sleeping. And his order is delayed. He needs a die roll. And finally, Johnston sends an order to Longstreet with orders to attack Seven Pines, I believe, from the south. And he'll get those orders at 7:30 in the morning. So during the night, Johnston stayed up for a while writing orders. Meanwhile, the Union side General Heinzelman sent orders to the Second Corps to go ahead and capture Fair Oaks Station. They're going to get these orders at 5 a.m. And Sumner ends up getting them and puts them in, they go into delay. He's going to need a 1 or a 2 to implement. But nothing else noteworthy happens. during this long stretch of the overnight time. So we're going to go on to turn 25, which is 5:30 in the morning on June 1st. And that's when we're going to start seeing the action develop again. So in my picture here, D.H. Hill is in the center. To the left on the Williamsburg Road, he has orders to get to attacking again here and get to Seven Pines. He delays. He needs a 1 or a 2 to implement the order, so he'll likely do that within a turn or two. Johnston decided to move his headquarters a little bit closer to the Bridgewater place along the railroad, but that's all that happened. The Confederate Army is just kind of sitting here, as you see in the picture. Sumner continues his delay. Remember, he's in the top center of the picture here with the Second Corps, and he's been asked to capture Fair Oaks Station. There's nobody there right now. And Kearny's division is a safe distance from the rebels in the redoubt at this point. So there's really no action. You see Longstreet on the center bottom of the picture with his right wing. They're basically out of sight of the Union. And we'll go on to turn 26. This is June 1st, 6 in the morning. And there's clear visibility now, so that's going to allow the artillery to start firing at range, which is what we've been waiting for. Smith passes his delay check, so he finally gets to move. So the Confederate left wing rolls into action. Hill in the center is still delaying, and Longstreet hasn't even received his orders yet, so he's not doing anything. But both sides begin again the festivities with artillery exchanges, and they're basically firing on each other's artillery, and it's a war of attrition on the guns, and the Confederates suffer a gun loss, the Union suffer a gun loss, and both sides have leaders sitting on top of their artillery pieces, and that's not good, but they both survive their casualty die rolls. Then the Second Corps artillery of the Union takes out another gun point near Hitchcock Plantation. You see Hitchcock Plantation is pretty near the center of the map there, and that gun point there is taken out. And we have General Smith kind of going into the attack with caution, probably for good reason, because he suffered a lot of losses in the first day of the battle. The Union isn't doing too much. They are waiting for Sumner to begin his attack on Fair Oaks Station, and the Confederate left-wing artillery fires back at the Union detachment with Sedgwick and basically destroys the battery. And so basically what's happening here is the Union and Confederate are trading blows against each other's artillery. But the Union Second Corps has 12 gun points, and the Confederates only have 3 in this part of the battlefield, so the attrition's not going to be good, but it is wasting time. So that brings turn 26 to a conclusion, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and stay tuned if you'd like to see how this battle shakes out.